Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
I wrote, "You were amazing," and then I wrote, "You deserve the world."
Many members of the Fergus Falls community are still reeling from the news of 6-year-old Justice Berland's death and the allegations of sustained torture while living under the care of Bobby Bishop and Walter Winhoff.
One area school teacher says she didn't want to feel helpless about the situation anymore. Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz has the story of what some middle school students did for their surviving twin, Xavier.
Kelly Arneston teaches health and phys ed at Underwood Public School. She says the death of 6-year-old Justice Berland really hit home for her.
The amount of times I drove past that house like 1,000 times, and it just goes to show you never know what's going on behind closed doors.
And she's not the only one.
I did have a student bring in an article of that situation, and I just got to thinking with my students, I'm like, gosh, what could we do to make a difference?
She commissioned her 7th through 9th graders to put together a book of positive words for surviving twin Xavier.
We were able to choose whatever picture we wanted, and then we could color it and put any type of saying we wanted on it.
"Dear Xavier, you are so incredibly strong. I cannot imagine the feelings you are feeling right now and how you will feel in the future."
9th grader Ruby Dolan made this page here.
"Always remember you are loved by the community and many others and me."
You thought about how he'll feel in the future too.
I haven't ever been through anything close to that, but even the things that happen in my life are going to affect me in the future. And then thinking about how something this terrible could impact him in the future is crazy to me, because you don't know how he thinks about it or how he will think about it or what he's going to remember and what he's not going to remember.
And that's why Arneson says she hopes her class can be a bright spot in Xavier's future.
My hope is somebody's going to sit down with him, open this book, and start reading. And then I told my kids, I'm like, you just never know. Like, maybe when he's 16 and there's dust accumulated on this book, maybe he'll come across it again and be like, oh, this book, and he's going to sit down and read it again.
In Underwood, Minnesota, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
Arneson tells us today was the last day the book could receive any additions. Then she's bringing it to Human Services to go to Xavier. Arneson plans to attend a vigil tonight in remembrance of Justice. We'll have coverage of the vigil tonight on Valley News Live at 9 on Fargo CW and Valley News Live at 10. Meanwhile, the two people Justice was living with are charged with third-degree murder. Bobby Bishop and Walter Winhoff are being held with bail set at $2 million each.
Time to start getting pumped up about the weather. This week's forecast looks like we'll be saying so long to snow for a while. Let's find out from Hutch Johnson what we can expect from tonight. Hutch?
No clouds to chase on the latest Skycam view looking out over the Red River across parts of western Minnesota. This evening we have quiet conditions, but the wind been breezy out of the north, and that's kept us a little cooler in the low 40s and upper 30s across the region as clouds and snow continue for the Great Lakes and points east. Winds are tapering off, but they will continue to be a little breezy through the next hour or two. Then after sunset, I expect temperatures to fall fairly quickly as well. Looks like another frosty night of weather here in the valley. Warmer temperatures are on the way, but a weather wiggle on Wednesday will provide some wet weather here in the valley. I'll have all the details on all of that weather to pump you up here in just a few moments.
Look forward to that. Thanks. And make sure you have the Valley News Live Storm Team weather app so you can keep up with the weather anytime, anywhere. You'll get the latest forecasts and conditions so you can plan your day. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store. Download it for free.
The family of a missing school board member is asking for the public's help in getting information that could help locate him. 49-year-old Rich Hansen hasn't been heard from for more than a week when he was driving into town from Felton. The family is asking property owners in the area to check any campers, deer stands, outbuildings, abandoned vehicles or other structures on their land. Hansen is a Dilworth-Glendon Felton school board member. He drives a 2014 black Chevy Traverse with the license plate 131TED. If you have any information on him, you can call the Clay County Sheriff's Office or your local law enforcement.
The United States Postal Service is taking steps to fix recent mail issues. You can now sign up for the new app called Informed Delivery. It allows you to digitally preview your mail and track your packages. You'll see the grayscale image of your exterior, address side of the letter-sized mail. Images are only provided for letter-sized mail that's processed through USPS automated equipment. This could be huge help to people here in the valley after dozens of complaints of mail being stolen and being delivered to the wrong address. The app will send you a scan of all the mail you're expected to receive that day. And if you don't receive something, there's a little box that you can check.
4 days of school, 3 days of freedom. 20% of South Dakota and most of Montana have transitioned to this grade school schedule. Now some districts in North Dakota are following suit. At the start of the next school year, 5 school districts will be participating in a 4-day school week. District superintendents say the switch can save money. With tutoring offered on the extra day off, students have incentive to perform well academically.
Well, our teachers love it. I know our parents were, when we first started, they were a little leery of it because they were kind of wondering about daycare on that Friday.
Leaders for districts using the 4-day school schedule say it has close to 90% approval rating.
Cass County's auditor says he's in favor of keeping polling hours the same. There's been talk of changing hours to align with other North Dakota counties that close polls at 7 p.m. Those against the change say it allows people who work odd or late hours a chance to vote. In 2016, about 1,500 of the roughly 80,000 people who did vote did so after 7 p.m. Mike Montplaisir says the county will track voting times to consider making a change in 2020.
A popular local restaurant is celebrating 10 years in business. Maxwell's Restaurant and Bar in West Fargo held a ribbon-cutting celebration today to honor its 10-year anniversary. Representatives say this is a huge accomplishment in the community as a lot of businesses in the industry come and go.
10 years ago, we were creating something that was a really nice fine dining experience for the city, and you all believe that we were changing that experience for everybody.
The owners say they're proud of their longtime crew and say you really have to love the restaurant business to stick with it for 10 years.
Your own backyard is the perfect place to find a sweet treat when temps are around 20 at night and 40 during the day. Now that's the perfect time, perfect weather for tree tapping. Experts from Doubting Thomas Farms say maple and box elder trees bigger than 9 inches in diameter are the best to use. Using a 7/16 drill bit, put a 1-inch deep hole in the tree before putting a tube in to drain the sap. The liquid can be used for many things other than just to make syrup. The sap from the tree should be used within a few days. Once leafing and budding starts on the tree, that's too late to tap, and if done, it could damage the tree.
A North Dakota zoo will soon have 2 more endangered animals that you can check out. The southern white rhinoceros will be seen at the Chihinkapa Zoo in Wahpeton as soon as April 28th. They are males between the ages of 3 and 4. The zoo is putting its finishing touches on their African habitat. Southern white rhinoceros are found in countries such as Botswana, South Africa, and Zimbabwe, and are often the victims of poaching. The zoo is expecting to hold a contest to name them sometime this spring.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, the search continues for the grandmother who's wanted in connection with 2 murders. We've got newly released surveillance video.
Up next, a big decision before the U.S. Supreme Court, one that could have you digging deeper for online purchases.